What's up, y'all? J. Roos Theory. Frank Warren says Tyson Fury won't be defending his WBC belt against Dillian Whyte. That's very disappointing because I'm constantly defending Tyson Fury. I talk about how he's not afraid to fight any fighter I don't believe. And I still believe that. I think it's the people around Tyson Fury, Frank Warren, Bob Arum. I think they don't think it's a good fight for Tyson Fury because let's just say that his mandatory was Tom Schwartz again. Do you think they would say he wouldn't defend his belt? They'd be like, oh yeah, he's going to defend his belt on whatever date. It's just not a good look. Like Andrew Tucker was saying, Anthony Joshua defended his belts against everybody he was supposed to fight. Lennox Lewis defended his belts. It's just not a good look. And especially if he takes a fight that nobody wants to see against a guy like Tom Schwartz or somebody that's not very regarded in the heavyweight division. What do you guys think? Do you think Tyson Fury is behind this? Do you think it's Frank Warren, Bob Arum, or just what's going on? And is Dillian Whyte so great that fighters are afraid of Dillian Whyte? I've stated this before. I didn't think, even though he beat Povetkin in the rematch, I didn't think he looked that great. It was more of Povetkin not showing up. In the first fight, he actually looked better to me because he was winning that fight and on the verge of stopping Povetkin, and then Povetkin just caught him with that uppercut. But it looks to me like, and I've said this before, seems like Dillian Whyte's legs are going a little bit. I noticed that before he even gets hit. His legs look unsturdy. I don't know if that's because he's top heavy or what. I know my favorite fighter of all time, Lennox Lewis, says when you're top heavy, you don't take a real good punch. And he said he noticed that about Razor Ruddock. And you saw what happened to Razor Ruddock. Dropped him in 2 rounds, something Mike Tyson didn't even do. So it just doesn't look good for Tyson Fury to not defend his belts against Dillian Whyte since Dillian's been waiting so long. He's had to go to war with the WBC. WBC used to be the most prestigious out of all the belts. Now they look like maybe one of the most shady. I just don't like to see fighters not fight the person. And, you know, I mentioned it on the last video. When you offer the opponent an 80-20 deal, that shows you're not serious about the fight. It's just like saying, yeah, I made an offer and he didn't accept it. Yeah, but what do you expect? That's like, you know, going to a job interview and they offer you $2 an hour and you don't take it and they say, hey, well, we offered you the job, though. You just didn't want it. But what do you guys think it is? Do you think Fury's behind it? Do you think he just kind of wants to wait out the AJ Usyk winner so he can fight that person and not risk it against someone like Dillian Whyte? I don't know. I kind of feel sorry for Dillian, how he keeps getting a runaround. You know, Lennox Lewis used to get that in the 90s. Nobody wanted to fight him. Justifiably so. You saw what he did to all his opponents. Dillian definitely not as great as Lennox Lewis, but he deserves to get the fights, I believe. Yeah, what do you guys think of this whole WBC debacle? And if Fury doesn't fight Dillian Whyte, who do you think he'll fight or who do you think he should fight? It has to be somebody with a name, in my opinion. You know, because Frank Warren and Bob Arum can't make the total decisions. I heard, again, I'm quoting Lennox Lewis, paraphrasing, but he said he called the shot. So if he really wanted to fight somebody, he just calls his management team and say, hey, make the fight happen. I want to fight this guy. So if Tyson Fury really wants to fight Dillian, they have to make the fight happen, or they're gonna have to kick rocks barefoot on Pebble Beach. But that's all I got to say about it. Anyway, it's the J. Roos Theory. Make sure to subscribe, comment, and be fearless. Yay.